Hi everyone, I'm Reuben. I am a music supervisor at Universal Production Music. Been there for 6 years now. Feels like one of the most wonderful eternities I've ever experienced. So my core of my job is to work for our music library and get music up on things like TV and film and stuff like that. But I have been very lucky in pushing the company into this new direction called Gamescape Audio. I know that this is kind of a slightly more businessy talk, and we already kind of had those earlier, so you'll forgive me and I'll rush through, and then we'll have a chat at the bar later and talk about what you're listening to and what you're playing, and we could do that all night. So I'm just here to give you a quick overview on what Gamescape Audio is, and what we're passionate about, and how we might be able to help you out in your future games to come. Here's our little tagline: transforming the future of immersive media and gaming, created by gaming, sound, and music experts, built for game developers. Me and all the team are big gamers. That's kind of one of the main requirements to join the Gamescape Audio team. We are also music professionals, and we're just desperate to get our music into games and desperate to see the immersive media kind of come alive with some of the composers that we work with. I'm going to play you now our little video. It's from the two guys in our LA team. They can be a bit cheesy. Also, I would love it if you could count the amount of keyboards that are clearly not working in this video. So let's get on with it, shall we?
Gamescape is a revolutionary service.
A full audio direction service for game developers of every level.
It is a first-of-its-kind interactive music licensing solution. Gamescape uses the creative and technical language of game developers.
It has states, it has stems, it is already implemented into a middleware engine.
It saves you precious time and gives the creativity back to you and your team.
What's different about Gamescape is that we aren't just a service, but that we're a service along with a first-of-its-kind catalog of music designed and developed and written just for games.
We anticipate game developers having a new perspective on how to engage with music as an asset of their game development and not a struggle to fit music into their game.
No catalog has ever been created from the ground up specific for video games.
We are Gamescape Audio, transforming the future of immersive media and gaming.
Excellent. Yeah, some very annoying Control-Alt-Deletes going on there. It's clearly not doing anything. So yes, Gamescape Audio is a bit of a love child between us at Universal and a company from LA called Immersive Sound and Music. At Universal, with our music library, we've worked with some great companies on their adverts and their trailers and a few of their in-game placements too. And Immersive, they do all kinds of original scores and sound designs for some of the games that you see here. We are just desperate now to make a kind of catalog of music that works the way that people need it to work. We are so keen about getting into more games and making the immersive experience a lot better. I am particularly keen about getting it into the hands of our indie devs as well, because the great thing about this service is it's not restricted to the big boys. I know I'm Universal, all right? I know I'm the big globe. We've all seen it before. But this has a completely flexible plan, and we just want to work with you in whichever budget you have, and however much you need us or however much you don't need us, we're basically there for you. So obviously, you know, our bread and butter is linear music. We like to have stuff that starts and finishes and that can go on the back of an advert, or Homes Under the Hammer, or something I did not too long ago was Love Island, the mobile video game. Season 3, I think it was a good one. But obviously our Gamescape Audio music is completely interactive and adaptive, and it comes not only in its stems, but it comes with its different states and its loops and its sound effects and its hits and rises and all these other little terms we like to put on just chunks of different bits of music. We are currently offering it up in Wise, and we're looking to get it into Fmod and other things too, but the core of it is we're trying to be as flexible as possible, because we know that that's what music and sound needs to be for these games. Forgive me here if I'm preaching to the choir when I'm talking about a game state, but I found these little GIFs online of a little corgi that was really cute, and I was like, this might help me describe it to people who don't already know. So it could start a little bit like this. You could have your menu music that's pretty simple and ominous, and then you're going to go and do something, and it's going to get a little bit more intense like that. And then you'll be flying around on your jetpack and looking around, and then you'll come across a weird-looking robot. and you'll kill him, and then you get a power up and onto the next thing, and then it'll go back and it'll change and it'll loop, and it's fantastic, right? So what else do we do? I've kind of spoken a bit about our library already. We have 400 plus at the moment tracks of completely adaptive music. So when you're looking at this, it comes in not only it stems, but all these different states, you know, upwards even to like 20 different versions of the same thing, but all in different ways to use it. Production, so all of it is spanning a lot of different genres. So we know that every game is completely different and they're all adaptive, and we're trying to kind of cover everything possible here. But the great part about it is it's all fully cleared. I know that can be the scary part about getting someone else's music in your game, is one day, you know, someone's going to knock at your YouTube door and take something down, or they're going to come to you and be like, hey, your 10-year license is up, or something like that. None of that's going to happen. That's kind of the beauty of our side of the industry. And audio direction, obviously, like I said, we're music professionals from all different sides of the business, so we can help you out as much or as little as you want. I mean, Imperia, they always say anything that comes out of a speaker, right? So if you need voiceover artists, they can sort it out. If you need the sound effect of a bear, they can find the best one, or they go record one. Maybe not a bear, actually. That could be quite dangerous, but we'll see. Next slide. Next slide. Wait for it. Next slide. There we go. Oh, whoa. Okay, too many slides. Too many slides forward. Let's get that open again. So the services. Oh, it's done it again. Do you know what? It's good to look at, but let's talk about it, shall we? So also at Universal, we work with lots of great songwriters and artists, and a lot of them gamers too. They're desperate to get their stuff, we're flying through now. They're desperate to get their stuff into games, and we're desperate to help them out with that. There's one kind of barrier, so if you're a pop star, maybe you don't really know how to work for a video game. We've got people that can do that. I don't know if any of you guys know Rina Sawayama. Any Rina Sawayama fans in the house? Yeah, there's a few. Turns out she's a massive gamer. I had a chat with her about it, and she's one of the coolest people I met. She's also just in John Wick 4, so I think I spoke to her a bit more about that. But she is desperate to get into music for video games, and you know, it's the kind of thing where we can offer her help with that, and if someone wants it, we can talk about it, and we can get these things done. These are things that haven't really been available because, you know, up until now, when you're trying to license music, it's so complicated and annoying, and trust me, I've been there. But this is kind of knocking down the doors a little bit between the bridges of the music industry and the video games industry. So yes, all of our licensing, it's all in-game, it's all worldwide and in perpetuity. You just don't have to really worry about too much for it. And like I've said, we're desperate to work with developers and people with all kind of different budgets and, you know, all different kinds of experience too. So don't worry. Again, it's a big, scary globe. I get it. But Universal is definitely here to help out. Beyond all of this, I just really want to say I'm kind of here to talk to you guys, but I'm also here to have you talk to me and tell me what's going on and tell me what you're working on and how we can help out with it maybe. But also, like, if you've heard anything good recently, any cool albums going on, I'd love to know that. I just got my first gaming PC, and I'm trying to figure out how you'd be really good at League of Legends. So if anyone can help me with that, that would be great. Also, if you've got any theories about the new Legend of Zelda, let's definitely talk about it. Looks really cool. But yes, please come and find me. I'd love to talk to you about music. I'd love to talk to you about what you're doing. And I'd love to talk to you about Gamescape. Thanks so much for your time.